So just before we start, a terrible, Corey Cunningham is out there, and our thoughts and prayers are with his family. Not much to add on. It's just an unfortunate circumstance that happened, and it's tough. Tough on the coaches, tough on a lot of players, and we're just praying for everybody involved.
All right, you've got your Rangers on tonight, Art. Did they win? We actually had it on in the draft room. I didn't get to watch much of it. I didn't get to see much of it. So.
You talked the safety in the second round. There was a big run on cornerbacks.
There was, Paul.
I'm
yeah.
sure you noticed that.
Yeah, there was, but we were very fortunate to get Nubin there, a guy that we spent a lot of time with. He had an injury. We went out to his pro day when he was healthy to see him out there, and obviously, losing an X in the off season. To get Nubin at that value, a guy with high character, leadership, smart, tough, dependable, and then the 13 career interceptions, and just a good football player, culture changer at the University of Minnesota, and he's going to bring that type of mentality here, and I think that'll come out tomorrow when you guys meet with him and spend some time with him. Just a really special kid that's a good football player.
There was a bunch of teams that traded up to get corners.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, there were.
Ever a consideration for you?
Yeah, there were enough players there that we liked, and where we are. And again, we have needs throughout the draft, and we were able to get a corner in round 3 that that we're excited about as well. And Phillips.
He was the top safety taken in this draft, the first safety. What separated him from some of the other guys?
Yeah, I would say that he takes the ball away. The 13 career interceptions. He's a ball hawk, and to me, again, the leadership, the character, the smarts, safety, the ability to communicate out there, get guys lined up, I think is very important, and this kid's elite at those type of things.
You mentioned the 13 interceptions a couple times. Phillips had 0 interceptions,
Yeah.
which stands out on the other end. Why
Right.
is that not a concern? What does he do well to make up for that?
Yeah, no, it is. And some of these guys that are 5'11", 200, and run 4.4 would be playing receivers if they had really good ball skills, unfortunately. But, no, I mean, he's sticky. He's in coverage. He's around the football a lot. And watching him down at the Senior Bowl in one-on-ones, he's got a lot of traits. And those are things that we're going to, obviously work on. And he's in position. He's just got to finish a little bit better. But really like the athlete, like the kid, and look forward to him getting here. Told Wandell he's got to be ready for practice because Drew said he was going to be locking him up. So that'll be good competition there.
View him as a slot?
Yeah,
corner?
yeah. We're going to put. He can play both. He's got versatility to play inside, outside. But we got options because Flock can play inside, outside as well. So if he goes inside, Flock can go outside, or vice versa. So the versatility is also attractive for all these guys with the new defense.
It sounds like you'll start wouldn't be the right. Begin with him in the slot.
Most likely, I'm going to leave that up to Dabes and his staff. But again, we got options with him being able to play both and with Flott being able to do both. So
Sort of the opposite with Flott. Like, you plan to start him on the outside?
Yeah, I would say it's, we just drafted this young man, so we'll figure all that stuff out when we get into practice. We'll be able to play both those guys at different spots and see how it all unfolds.
Joe, I think coming into the draft, cornerback and safety would have been looked at as 2 of your bigger needs. Taking these guys, does that preclude you from still adding in free agency after the draft? Like, is that
No, we still can. I mean, I still think continue to add depth throughout the roster is important. And again, there was when we picked in the second, there were probably 5 or 6 players there we liked, and guy goes and you can't take them all, unfortunately. I wish we could, but we were able to get a good football player, and that's the most important thing. And we're excited about Nubin.
4 years ago, this franchise, not you, drafted Xavier in the second round. Is this, in your sense, almost kind of getting a younger, cheaper version of him, or just a position value kind of thing?
Younger and cheaper, yes. This young man hasn't played a snap in the league yet, so he'll come here, he'll compete. We still have some guys in the safety room that we like, and he'll have to come and earn his spot. But we like the young man. He's a good football player, and again, he's got a lot of dominant traits, in his play.
Was there any consideration to quarterback in round 2 or 3?
We took the best player, at both spots. So the way it fell, the 2 guys we took were the best guys at that time.
Joe, with Nubin said that he played most of the year, or at least 6 games with the meniscus. You mentioned last night how you like the toughness of Neighbors with the shoulder.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that's a trend, but that kind of toughness for you, what did that mean to both of you guys?
Well,
Yeah,
I'd say the college scouts, Joe, his staff, have done a really good job of identifying these traits that we covet, toughness being probably near the top. And all 3 of the players that we've acquired so far really fit that mold in terms of, I'd say mentally tough and physically tough. And I think that's important. Defensively, tough tacklers. Drew, he'll bring the wood now. And Malik's mentality, how he is, and then you guys have talked to Tyler. He's, both Tyler and Drew, they were pretty emotional when we called them, and they care about the game. They have the right mindset, and it's a credit to our college scouts, Joe, his staff, of really identifying some of those traits, and we're happy to have both of them.
Joe, there was a burglary arrest in Phillips' background that got dismissed, and I think with teammates, I think they even filed a lawsuit afterwards. What'd you learn about that in your research?
Yeah, there's nothing there for him. Yeah, I mean, you guys can read up on it, but he was cleared, and yeah, there was a lawsuit eventually after that. So yeah, we're good with all that.
Do you think the knee during the season maybe slowed down or changed maybe how Nubin played, that maybe if he was 100% healthy?
Yeah, I'm sure it.
Higher on boards?
I'm not sure. I'm sure it was bothering him at some point during the season, but again, that's the way the kid's wired. And you had the question about the injury, and again, it's a long season, 17 games in training camp, and these guys are all playing through nicks and dings and whatever it may be. So it's a testament to the kid's character and toughness to play through that stuff, because it's going to happen here. And it wasn't a light injury. I mean, he was in some pain. So just the fact that he wanted to be out there his last year at Minnesota and not let his teammates down, and I think that's a testament to who the kid is.
Brian, you have a new defensive coordinator. How
Yeah.
much is his vision for what he wants manifest in these 2 players?
Yeah, well, I'd say that Shane's done a really good job, along with the defensive staff, of identifying the players that fit what we want to do, communicating with Joe and his staff, and like I said, they've done a great job of putting people out there that we think can help us, on both sides of the ball. So,
Joe, from a scouting perspective, was there anything different you were kind of looking for secondary players in these guys with Shane and the new defense?
Yeah, I would say that.
Off ball, or
Yeah.
obviously there's gonna be less man, probably a little bit.
Yeah, probably less man, not as much press, but still the versatility piece, I think, came up multiple times, whether it was, if we wouldn't have got a corner in the third, just, okay, well, Dane Belton has versatility, Jay Penn, Tyler, like how can those guys play, Isaiah Simmons. So the versatility and the chess pieces, I think Shane's going to do a good job moving those guys around. So the versatility piece came up multiple times in our meetings.
Joe, the Panthers traded up right in front of you in the 2nd round for a running back. Do you think they thought you were thinking running back there?
I'm not sure. I'm really tight with Dan. Dan Morgan's one of my best friends in the world. We didn't talk much about that, so I'm not. They called us as well, so it was like, hey, would you want to maybe move back? So I don't know if he just got antsy. In some of those situations, it's not always just us. Maybe there's other teams trying to trade up with the team in front of us. So you don't know when you find somebody you like and you want to go get them and they're within range. You try to pull the trigger, but I'm not sure if he thought we might do that or not.
Were you contemplating running back at all today, and is it something you would like to fill at least at some point in this draft?
Yeah, again, just the amount of needs on the roster, we were looking across the board, and again, we were taking the best player available, in the first 3 days, and that'll shift. Maybe if there's a safety we like in the 4th round, maybe you look a different direction, or if it's maybe receiver. So you kind of adjust your board based on who you've picked before. So yeah, we won't rule that out.
Joe didn't ask this last night, but does picking Neighbors impact Darius's status at all? Obviously, he's in a little bit unsettled spot. Does that make him more apt to be traded, or?
No, I mean, again, we've already paid a roster bonus. It's he had one that kicked in the 5th day of the league year, and you look at the P5 where that is, and as you know, you want to look at the production from last year to this year, and you take all those things into account. And you know, us drafting Malik Neighbors doesn't affect where we are on that.
What do you like, Joe? What do you like about your defense now, after the moves you've made?
Yeah, I think, or I know, the players that are under contract for more than 1 year. So again, Dexter's under contract. His contract status. Burns for 5 years, Kayvon for 3, Aziz for another 3, Tay Banks for 4. Just got Nubin for 4 years. So you've got a young core group of players that will be able to be together for. And again, I know people want instant gratification, but it takes time to build this. And then over time, you have guys that are able to create continuity because they play together year over year. And it was something we experienced in Buffalo. By the time we left, some of those guys have been playing together for 4 years in the same exact scheme, same defense, and playing together. And I think that's important from a communication and just being on the same page when, when you're playing as 1/11th and everybody knowing their job. So I'm excited about the young core that we have together and the guys that are under contract for multiple years, and even guys that may only have a year left that potentially we can extend down the road. But I do think we have pieces in place, that I like that are going to be together for a couple of years here.
Last one.
Have you had any further clarification on Darren, whether he's coming back or?
No, nothing's changed there. Yeah, we're still giving his space, and when he's ready to make a decision, we'll have those conversations.